I'm joined by my co-host, Michael Askren, Netmarble Community Manager, taking over for Alex Ferreira, who is very busy with his project management duties on Marvel Future Fight. Welcome aboard, Michael. Welcome back. You showed your chops with our last live stream where you talked about all things Marvel, and you really showed how much you love Marvel. So we're glad to have you here, taking over, as opposed to somebody that just, doesn't know what they're talking about.
Thanks, Alfonso. Happy to be along.
Well,
so that's immediately that's a diss to the people who did the Fantastic Four live stream, because they had no idea about the game, right? Auto attack, pay 300 crystals, revive, right? So instead of someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
I mean, as long as you keep up that knowledge, we're happy to have you too. All right, now it was for the X-Men update, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we hope that everybody is enjoying our recent Fantastic
So
Four
awkward.
update. It's the one that we've been sitting on for a while, and we're happy to finally get it into the hands and devices of our fans out there. So, how do you like the V470 update so far? The Fantastic Four update.
I'm liking it. Ben Grimm's pretty awesome.
No, he's not.
Another solid strength hero, and of course,
He's terrible.
Reed's always been a traveler, so it's great to just have another story with Marvel's first family.
Mm-hmm.
He called Thing a strength character. He's not strength. It's combat. What are you talking about, strength character?
Unlocked all the characters, leveled them up to tier 2.
All right.
And it's funny, the only thing that's holding me back from unlocking Doctor Doom is She-Hulk. And it's like She-Hulk's been in the game forever, but she was literally one of the only...
They gave us free 6-star She-Hulk as part of the login event. Why don't you just say that? Why don't you say right now, good thing I got a 6-star She-Hulk just by logging into the game. Why are you making the game sound harder than it is? Why are you, aren't you supposed to encourage and promote how generous Netmarble is? Cynicalex 4Q? What?
characters that I hadn't tier 2'd yet, so it was like, oh no! So now I'm working on getting her gear fully...
grinding timeline battle.
Exactly. And then I'm going to unlock Doctor Doom and just smash through timeline with him.
The man himself.
There we go. But that's not what this live stream is about. We're here to discuss our V480 Captain Marvel update. And yes, that right there. And for those of you that have been playing Captain Marvel, playing Marvel Future Fight for a long time,
and even playing
Captain Marvel was one of the launch characters for Marvel Future Fight. And with the new Captain Marvel movie coming out on March 8th, there's a whole new level of renewed interest in the character. And with that renewed interest comes this new Marvel Future Fight update and live stream. Speaking of the movie, Michael, how much are you looking forward to seeing the movie?
A lot.
How much are you looking forward to seeing the movie that this update is completely warranted for? We're only doing this update because of the movie, because Marvel wants to sell more tickets, and Marvel wants people who buy the tickets to play the game so they can spend money on it. It's all just money. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, he makes it sound like there's some, other reason for this update. No, the reason is because of the movie, obviously. Secondly, listen. Children of Earth. I know that they haven't given out She-Hulk yet. I'm saying they will be giving out She-Hulk. But the way he makes it sound, he sounds like one of those guys on Mobrum who's like, oh my god, the epic quest is so hard. I can't get Doctor Doom. Where's She-Hulk? Ah! Okay, be honest. Is it really that hard to get She-Hulk? No, it's not. And Michael over there even says it. Just grind timeline and get honor tokens and use the honor tokens for She-Hulk. Plus you get your daily boxes that can roll combat hero, and you can get another 8 bios. Plus, they're giving out a free 6-star She-Hulk. All I'm saying was he could have said it in a way that's positive rather than negative. Oh, I really want Doctor Doom, but She-Hulk is holding me back. Versus oh, I want Doctor Doom, and She-Hulk is so hard to get, but I'm really glad that they're giving away a 6-star She-Hulk for the login event. See what I'm saying? You understand, chat? Right? It's the difference between saying, hey, your back hurts because your boobs are so big, right? That's a negative. Versus saying, I don't know what you would say. You have big boobs? I don't know. I don't know what the opposite of that is. Anyways, thanks for listening.
I'm a big fan of Brie Larson. Like, I really enjoyed her in the United States of Terra and Short Term 12 and Room. I mean, I think she's just a good casting for like an up-and-comer superhero as she is in this iteration. You know, just trying to learn the ropes and, you know, find her own footing. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I got hopes. I like I like the MCU movies that Marvel's been doing really great. They haven't steered us wrong yet. So, you know, I hope that this is just another awesome Marvel movie. And I'm actually really looking forward to this movie after seeing the second Captain Marvel trailer. For those of you that have seen it, you know, at the very beginning of that trailer, the train station that they feature,
He's so excited for this.
It's actually the train station directly below us and right in front of our offices here in downtown LA. There they are. You see that? Yeah. Now, if you go watch that trailer and you sync that up with this, you'll see that's literally the train station. And, you know, that gave me this really awesome feeling of, wow, that's the train that I take to work literally every day, which is really cool. You know, but now, back to business.
Yes.
As usual,
Thank
Michael
you.
and I would like to remind you that we will be answering viewer questions about the Captain Marvel update near the end of the live stream. Our staff will be monitoring the chat and be collecting your questions. And at the end of the stream, we'll pick a few choice questions and answer them. So please submit your Captain Marvel update related questions now. Now, with that out of the way, why don't we get to the new content?
There's a woman on the tracks tied down.
All right. So here we are. Now we got... the character setup that you may have seen in the artwork already. Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, and
Nothing
Ronan.
to see here.
And I don't have the Captain Marvel uniform equipped, and you'll see why in just a second. So here we have Nick Fury finally in the game.
Physical
Everybody's
attack.
been wanting him to be actually playable since launch.
Looks pretty cool.
This is actually Nick Fury Modern, which is, you know, it's his modern look that you see both in the MCU and in the comic books. A little bit of a combination. That's why you got the, you know, the little bit of the armored look to go along with his trench coat right there.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a look at his
All effects of shield airstrike will remain active even if a new character is tagged in. All attacks of the skill continue even when combined with other skills. It's best to use shield airstrike and follow up another skill or tag out immediately. So the shield airstrike is Nick Fury's 5th skill, and so what they're basically saying is that you can just cancel that skill and switch characters, or you could just do like 5 cancel 4 immediately. Honestly, if we didn't have Luna Snow for ABX, he might be able to hit 2 million because of his like 5 cancel 4 and shit like that.
skills. So we're just going to jump in, take
Pretty
a look
cool.
at some of his skills, you know, give everybody a taste of what these characters have to show. So skill 1, it's just a smoke grenade that blinds and shotgun blast right there, you know, typical. Now the second skill, here we go. We have Agent Coulson jump in
That's cool.
and give you some support. Now
That's cool.
is comics Agent Coulson, not MCU Agent Coulson. There we go. And now the third skill. There we go. Nice little AoE with
That's a good one.
With the pistol
Long
blast
iframe.
right there. Now let's look at the 4th skill right here. Now I'm going to drop that. Bam! See, he's got a gun emplacement right there. Drops in, and he just jumps in, starts doing all kinds of crazy damage.
That's sick.
Wait, can you direct that? Can you
Oh,
guide it?
well, why don't we check? So
Can you?
if I drop that in again and I start using the movement cursor, yep, you can actually control and make sure you attack who you want to attack. Now that's really great for those big boss battles where you have a lot of enemies running around and you want to focus on the boss and you don't want the auto attacks, you know, knocking out mooks, and you're like, no, I want to attack him. You can actually focus on the boss with that. Now, why don't we check out the 5th skill? So with the 5th skill,
That's
calls
really
in
cool.
the A10s. You got the shield
Immunity.
bubble there with the shield logo on the ground right there. Very nice. Going to do that again right there.
Very Nick Fury right there.
Right. Yep. Calling in back.
So you get all of
So,
that
now,
even if you switch.
There's more than just that look to Nick Fury.
Fire persists.
I can't repeat
Oh,
what he
yes, it
said.
does. So if you saw
So
our
bad.
second teaser, you saw the little half and half Nick Fury that we
Mm-hmm.
had going on. So that's right. We also have a costume for the Captain Marvel movie. I'm going to equip that right there. And that's very important, obviously, because if we're doing
So
a movie
bad.
update, you can't just have a non-movie version of the character.
So bad.
So why don't we take a look at just a couple of the skills that are changed with this uniform. Now, I'm not going to go with all the details, but I just want to show you a couple of things that have changed.
It's cool
Now,
that it's
obviously,
Captain
we can't
Marvel.
have time-traveling Coulson
It's very
for the
cool.
second skill, so check it out. There we go. We have Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel jump in and do some support with the second skill right there.
His hands are
and
huge.
This is the level and attention of detail that I really love in Marvel Future Fight. If I do the 5th skill, it's the old Shield logo.
That's really
right
cool.
There. There you go. That's really cool. I love that attention to detail right there.
He looks like
So now, going from left to right,
Tracy
we're
Morgan.
actually going to jump over Captain Marvel. I'm going to save the best for last and go straight to Ronan. Now here you go. You have Ronan, as you all may remember him from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Right.
But this is actually Ronan 25 years
He looks
earlier.
so young.
Where he's Ronan the Pursuer, not Ronan the Accuser yet. And why don't we just take a couple of looks at his skills now? A couple of looks. Pursuer, not Ronan the Accuser yet. And
all right, for the people complaining about turning up the volume. Just turn up your volume, you fucking ape. Is your volume at 100? No. So just turn up your own fucking volume. I'm not even talking, you fucking moron. Just turn up your own volume. How stupid are you? The fuck? Do you yell at the TV and tell them to turn up individual characters' voices? Just turn your volume up. Duh. You're gonna wake your parents, it's your fault. Anyways. All attack, all speed, crit rate increase effect gains with Judgment Call become more effective when charge time is longer. So he basically has the same thing as Hyperion's 5th skill, where if you charge up Hyperion's 5th skill, the stupid I-beam shit, you get more effects. HP recovery will be gained if fully charged. So now Ronan has a heal. The all attack, all defense buff zone created by Judgment Call will remain active if a new character is tagged. Oh, so that's good. That could be good for like Giant Boss Raid or something. Because there's a buff zone after he slams down the 5th skill, and that, I guess, works for all allies. That's pretty cool.
Why don't we just take a couple of looks at his skills? Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through all of them right now, just giving you a taste. Now, here, why don't we do his 4th and 5th skill? So, there we go, 4th skill right there.
It's kind of weak.
And then let's check out the 5th skill. Now, at the 5th skill, you see him charge up and then slam down, but there's more to it than just that. Why don't I hold the 5th skill button down, and as you can see, you can charge it up for a ton of extra damage. There you go.
But he's not dealing damage when he's charging.
And so that's just a little bit of the new Ronan the Pursuer uniform.
It's the same problem that Hyperion has. He's not even doing damage when he's charging. So there's literally, like, it's such a disadvantage to just sit there charging. If he was doing damage like Captain America's tier 3 charge, it's different. But he's not. He's sitting there like fucking whistling, doing nothing.
Now, why don't we look at Captain Marvel's new uniform? And you know what? I was saving it.
Gonna buy it?
Yes. Why don't we buy it? Everybody, you want to buy it? Here we go. Everybody can get a little bit of that happiness. Oh, when you buy something cool. Bam. We've just acquired the new uniform for Captain Marvel, and people that were looking at some of our teasers for Captain Marvel were wondering, what look is she going to have? Is she going to have her helmeted look or non-helmeted look? And there was a lot of debate going around that. Well, you know, we're about to find out.
Transforms with all attack, all speed, crit rate increase effect gained from Radiant Form. When transformed, all skills, including Binary Break, which is her tier 3 skill, become more powerful. Because the transformation doesn't last long, it is best to use all active skills back to back. The all attack, all speed, crit rate increase effects may be removed, as well as the transformation with your opponent's cancel or other effects. So she can... Oh, shit. So if you have a character like Thanos, or another character like Doctor Strange that debuffs, you can take her out of Radiant Form. That's hilarious. So she's got the mohawk on and she's punching you, and you're just like, give me that shit. And Thanos just like Infinity Gauntlets that shit away, and then she just turns back into regular non-binary Caro. That's actually really cool. From like a comic books perspective kind of thing. That's really cool.
Out right now. So we're going to go into the previews. And the really cool thing about this uniform is it takes all of our existing skills and new skills, and it just ratchets everything up to 11. So why don't we look at the skills, starting with skill 1. Boom. Now, what I really like about the first skill is she actually pulls in the enemies.
Yeah, the gravity.
Yes, before smashing them right there. Then we have skill 2 here. Now, that's really cool. It's a knock up and then a smash down.
Like a juggling move.
Right, and then here's skill 3, where she flies around.
That's a good one.
Yes, zipping around. There we go. And then skill 4 looks really cool. It's one of those very cinematic moves that we have. We've been adding,
this
these
is
bit
really
by bit,
cool.
the super cinematic camera angles.
I like
very
that.
awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over skill 5 very conspicuously for a reason. I'm going to do a couple more attacks just to build that meter off to the left. Oh, right.
I think Michael doesn't have a microphone,
up that tier 3
and
meter
that's
so that I can
why
show off her tier
he's
3
so much
skill.
more quiet
And then we're going to go back
than
to
Alfonso.
number 5.
They're only using one mic.
There we go. So you want to check out tier 3?
Yeah.
You want to hit the button?
Oh,
Come on, there you go.
So good.
Bam. Very cool. Very awesome. Got
Look
a
at
nice
this
little cutscene playing.
convenient meteor.
There we go. And then you got all the meteors raining down. Very awesome. Hit for over 300 hits right there. But now watch this. When we activate our 5th skill, it's as before, it's the buff, but bam! Looks like she goes binary right there. She's got her helmet, and all of her attacks are amplified.
That's pretty cool.
More hits, more damage. Looks
100
really cool.
hits.
And then, like,
Jesus.
look at, for example,
Flashy.
yeah, more flashier. Look at the one where she zips around. There's just a ton more attacks right there.
Cool.
And then she pulls in all of those enemies with that. Now watch this. Why don't we do her tier 3 with her buff activated?
Okay. Do it.
There you go. Looks like we have extra animation, extra attacks.
That's actually really
And now
cool.
let's
It's
see
a really
how
cool
many hits she
animation.
hits for there.
You see the
that
earth and
number,
everything.
That hit number climbing there. So
559.
there we go. So that is the new Captain Marvel uniform right there. Looks really cool. Now we have
Very
more
nice.
than that. So why don't we go back to the team menu, and now we're going to look at the second set of characters. So
Korath.
here we have Korath. Those of
Physical.
you that are fans of Guardians of the Galaxy will
Yep.
recognize Korath. This is obviously a younger... Yes, exactly.
Who?
Exactly.
Star-Lord.
Korath. This is before he's got the modifications on the side of his head and whatnot, when he's working directly with Ronan the Accuser. So why don't we look at a couple of his skills? Just going to show off a couple of them. You can witness and experience the rest of them
The
for
earth is
yourself
flat.
when
I don't know
the
what we
update
saw.
comes out. So I'm gonna look at skill 4.
Idiots.
So what I really like about that is
That's
it's
really
a
cool.
nice melee attack that sends off this,
I like
this
that.
hurt cyclone behind it. And then
Yo, I have to say, like, I really like when they make melee skills that have iframes. It's really satisfying. Like Wolverine's 5th skill. He's slashing you, but you can't hit him back. And like it's so infuriating when you play combat characters and they have 0 iframes. That shit is just criminal. So they fought, like, I know he's a speed character, whatever, but the same thing is on Minn-Erva, where she actually has iframes on her physical attacks. It's like, what a concept, what a novel idea. Wow, we're discovering like fucking plutonium for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious to me. Obviously, you can't make every skill an iframe. That's stupid. But like, whatever, dude. Who cares? Just make half of them iframes. It's not like there's logic to this shit, anyways. Why is it an iframe when I'm just like fucking, zooming around, but it's not an iframe if I'm like super fast and I'm like jumping from side to side at like Gamora is as fast as some of these flying characters. It's just that she's on the ground. Whatever, dude. It's all the same shit. Just make it all iframes.
And
Make
skill
every
5.
skill an iframe.
Sending off a ton of blades that are attacking, doing bleed damage,
That's cool.
stun, really cool stuff. So, that's just a little tiny look at Korath, and he's got obviously 3 more skills.
So they didn't show his 3rd skill, and his 3rd skill is the one
you'll
that
be
has the charge up, and it's the 3rd skill that's mentioned in his usage tip. All attack, all speed, crit rate increase effects gained with cross out being his 3rd skill, become more effective when the charge time is longer. So both Ronan and Korath have that charge up shit where you get more effects. But we're gonna have to see if they learned their lesson from Hyperion, because what is it, like 4 seconds? You have to sit there like charging up Hyperion until the cows come home for him to get all the buffs. So we'll see how long it takes.
Check out yourself. And then, of course, we have Minn-Erva.
Now this is interesting, and I pointed this out to you guys. Physical attack is really important for ABX because we know that Beast's uniform makes him a villain, which means that you can use Beast's leadership for Minn-Erva for the combat supervillain day. You could also use Lizard's leadership, which is 30% physical attack increase. But this is a way for them to sell more uniforms for Beast. Because right now Apocalypse is energy attack, so you have to use Apocalypse's leadership. So you don't even use Beast for the Apocalypse Day. You could also use Hulk with the World War Hulk uniform. It's the same. But they didn't show this page when she has her uniform equipped. So there's a possibility that it changes from physical to energy attack, which I think would be stupid, but they didn't show it.
Minn-Erva, who's been in the comics for a long time, we have her base
Or Titania. Yeah, true.
uniform. So why don't we take a look at her skills? Minn-Erva,
Titania as
Dr.
well, that's
Minn-Erva,
true.
obviously, and her first skill right here. Now, what I really like about Minn-Erva is that her abilities all just have this look of, look how strong and powerful I am. All of them just, they look like they hit super hard.
How is that not an
Yeah,
iframe?
there's oomph. Exactly. That is a perfect way to describe it. Now, her fourth skill is one of my favorites right here. Comes in with the cars, just swinging them around like melee weapons. Really awesome. And then her fifth skill. We tease this in the teasers.
Not everyone knows. So like,
I don't think it's an
like,
iframe at first, which could be bad.
She experiments on herself, which is why she can turn into
Like that first part is not an
She
iframe.
basically took all of the best results of her experimentations and used them on herself. And now that fifth skill, for those of you that play a lot and pay really close attention, is similar to Magic's fifth skill, for example, where she turns into her demon mode and attacks.
Yeah, it might be an iframe.
enemies.
I don't know.
So this is the second character that has this. I'm going to turn into a giant monster and attack things ability. But that isn't all there is for.
Okay, because look what I'm saying. Okay. Agile Spy, physical. Kree Strength, physical. Full Blast, physical. Okay. So pay attention. All this shit is physical, and she deals physical damage,
Minn-Erva
right?
there. We also have her uniform because, of course, she's also in the Captain Marvel
She looks so
movie.
hot, by the way.
And the
So
uniform
hot.
is very different than the base character. So why don't we take a look at it?
Energy, physical, energy. So there is a chance that she's actually an energy damage character. She also has a summon. It's best to use Star Force Signal and Kree Armada, which is her fifth and fourth skills, back to back to gain buffs and summon characters, and follow up with multi-snipe. Wait, what's multi-snipe? Oh, Star Force Signal is here. I see.
A couple of her skills. Not going to show them all off.
So 3, 4, and 5.
Show the fourth and fifth skill like I have with the last couple of characters.
much more of a commando type.
Right, exactly. Yes. Now, what's really cool is the fourth skill. Once again, very cinematic. Another
That's
one
really
of those
cool.
really cool cinematic skills, and it looks just devastating. I'm gonna
Got
do it again.
penetration, too.
Look at that. She goes invisible.
Immunity and penetration.
Exactly. Tons of attacks right there. And then her fifth skill, right here, she jumps up and actually grabs onto the tail of a Kree fighter, and she's actually hanging underneath
That's
it.
such a long
Why
iframe.
didn't I do that again?
It's
There, see
crazy,
that?
dude.
Do you see it there?
I do.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. And you can check out the rest of the skills when the update goes live. Just giving you a taste of everything that's coming out.
Just a take.
And then you compare her, right? Combat character, jumping on a Kree spaceship and literally using the spaceship like Star-Lord's fifth skill or Yondu's fifth skill to blast everything. And then on the other side, you have Drax. Okay, here's Drax. Ready? Let me show you some of Drax's moves. Punch, punch, punch. Here's some of Drax's moves. Kick, kick, kick. You want to see some more of Drax's moves? Scream, scream. That's it. That's all. There's no iframes, there's no jumping, there's no like calling in anything. It's just jumping, screaming, and kicking. And punching. Very exciting.
Just a taste. So, with that,
It's a fucking shame.
why don't we
It's a fucking
check
shame,
out some
dude.
more stuff? Now that we've had a chance to check out the new characters and costumes, why don't we take a look at them in action in our new character video for the Captain Marvel update? Are you ready to see it, Michael?
So yeah, Minn-Erva's free to play. You just have to pay for the uniform, which is 1,000 crystals.
All right, I'll take that as a yes.
Yes.
Why don't we check it out now?
This is pretty cool. So, hang on, sorry. So here we see oh shit, sorry, hold up a second, sorry. Let me go back. Sorry. So here we see Tracy Morgan, and he's like, I won't let you shut down SNL. I've worked too hard on this TV show to let you stop SNL from existing. And then you got Korath and Minn-Erva who are like, we will destroy SNL. We want this show gone forever. We hate SNL. I won't let you destroy SNL. Oh, that's like a 4 out of 10. They didn't show Ronan, did they? In any of those animations? Live from New York, it's Captain Marvel, right? The 1 damage.
Wow, what did you think of that update or that video, Michael?
That update.
That was awesome. I mean, I feel like I was almost in the movie without being shown the movie.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of spoilers. I mean,
right.
Super exciting.
It felt like you were watching the movie in advance. Maybe an animated version of the movie.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of really awesome content that is going to be in the movie, but is going to be in the game before the movie comes out. Mm-hmm. And that's actually not everything that we have in this new update. The live stream isn't just about new characters and costumes.
Hey, Star Wars, thanks for the sub.
We also have some new gameplay to show off. Gameplay in the way of a new legendary battle themed around the new Captain Marvel film. So why don't we let the players see a little bit of what's in store?
Yeah.
Michael, would you like to take over and check out the first stage of the new legendary battle for Captain Marvel? So why don't we go to the gameplay now and check this out? So why don't you...
So they changed the legendary battle, like the image from Ant-Man to Captain Marvel. A lot of you guys are asking why is it 1 damage from the trailer. It's 1 damage so that they don't kill the enemies, so that they actually have targets. Because if it was full damage, they would kill the enemies, and then you wouldn't see the full animation. Because once you kill the enemies and they're gone, the skill animation stops, right? The second thing you guys are probably going to be screaming about right now is the 10 world boss entries. So, I think that this is just part of their test build. Like, obviously they're not using the same build. Like, they're obviously on a test server, right? That's why it says, like, rank 1 Captain Marvel, rank 1 Ronan, rank 2 Minn-Erva. There's, like, 10 people on the test server or whatever. It's not like, it's not the real live version of the game. And they have, 200,000 crystals. So, obviously, 100,000 energy. Obviously, this is not, a regular account. It's like a test account. So, I think that's why they have more entries. They're probably testing it, and they'll release it in, like, I don't think that means it's going to be in this update, because we saw this last year. We saw this with the Infinity War update, the same thing, and people were like, yo, we're getting 10 battles, and then it never happened. So I would not get your hopes up for this until we see it in the patch notes, okay?
I'm way ahead of you.
Okay, so
I did, when I went to Netmarble headquarters, I did ask them about it, about increasing world boss from 5 to 10 tries per day. So I did my best to try and get that for us, but I have no idea when it's coming.
So hit normal. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Enter. And why don't we start that right there?
Boom. Got this nice first scene in the Pegasus bunker.
Hey, Meatman, thanks for the gift sub.
For the players. Now, what I would recommend doing here is activating your buff and then cycling out your abilities so that you can just do maximum damage to all the enemies. Yeah,
so this is funny.
As soon as the cooldown expires on that.
So this is funny. He's telling him to use the skills, and now he starts auto-attacking.
Good.
Wait. He's going to start auto-attacking? Hold on. Do it.
Cooldown.
He's going to start auto-attacking.
Come on, you got your abilities. Use your abilities, man.
I wanted to finish them.
And then Alfonso gets mad, and he's like, use your abilities. Because they're making fun of the Fantastic Four live stream. That's jokes, man. They're taking shots at fucking the Marvel people. That's hilarious. They probably watched that, and they had the same reaction that we had. Why are they always auto-attacking? Why don't they use the skills? They're off cooldown. Pretty funny.
Okay.
Come on, we're supposed to look cool here.
Okay, yeah.
We're
All
supposed
right,
to
there
look
we
cool.
go.
Not like,
So should I save the...
you know.
5 is... Okay. I don't have my tier 3 unlocked.
No,
So I
not
can't summon
in
the
this.
meteor.
There we go.
But this legendary battle looks really cool. It looks like a long battle. Like it's not over in like 2 seconds like the
You're
Thor
fighting
one.
a lot of
I honestly do
Skrulls.
like
I
this.
wonder which one of those is the old lady.
And the fact that they have the scrolls mapped in the game is actually a good sign for getting them later.
Okay, now it looks like the
Right?
boss has appeared. So why don't you do that fifth skill?
Is that
fifth skill,
Talos?
and then just there you go, beat him down.
Wail on him.
He's a combat, by the
Let's see
way.
if he
Did
can
you guys
beat him.
notice that?
This guy now has a name, right? Oh, dude, he's shooting lightning at
Does he have a name? What does he say?
What kind of lightning?
his face. Scroll lightning.
Okay.
Scroll lightning.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
stun.
stun. Well, come on, do
Stun.
your abilities.
Do your abilities.
There we go. You got him past halfway. So let's see if you can you can defeat him.
Oh, that's a cool skill. It's like a donut of lightning.
Perfect. You almost got him there.
This actually looks like a pretty fun battle.
Yeah, just make sure that.
I
you,
wonder how hard it is
what?
on extreme.
Are you kidding? Yeah. Alright, finish
There
it.
you go. That looks like it might be it right there. And
Oh.
congratulations, you've won.
Nice.
Great cinematic ending.
There we go.
That's a really
And
cool
you
ending.
got your
So you
bonuses
get-
right there. So why don't we?
So these are the bonus rewards for completing it the first time. So you get 1.2 million gold, and you get some bios.
Back to the main-
home?
Yeah, let's go home there. All right,
Nice.
very good stuff. How was that, Michael? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, of course.
Right. I mean, anyway, more content to the game is always good, especially now Captain Marvel update to coincide with the Captain Marvel movie, and that's only the first of the legendary battles.
Episodes. Yeah.
Yes, so there is more to go after that. And there's actually a lot more coming to the update. We're adding a Captain Marvel theme to the Uniform Collection menu. There's also new quest packs for the special missions. And coming soon,
True.
the new Collector's Vault. What is it? How does it work?
Wait, what?
Stay tuned for more details.
The Collector's Vault? What? Come again? What did you say?
The new Collector's Vault.
The new Collector's Vault. What is that? Is that where the VIP 20s go to fight? They played. It's the credit card wars. In this corner, standing at 1 foot 1 inch, Visa. In that corner, standing at 1 foot 1 inch, MasterCard. In that corner, standing at 1 foot 1 inch, American Express. What happens in the collector's vault? How many crystals do I need to pay to get in?
Also, new quest packs for the special missions. And coming soon, the new Collector's Vault. What is it? How does it work? Stay tuned for more details.
How much money do I have to give you to use it?
And that's just a little bit. And for more
How much gambling is involved? A lot? A fuck lot? A heck of a lot?
details on the rest of the update, additions, and quality of life improvements, check out Marvel Future Fight's Mobrium page. There we go, right there. And you can get the patch notes right there. And for those of you who are unaware, we will be transitioning to an all-new forum very soon.
Nice.
So stay tuned for more details, and it should actually be going live next week.
Yep.
Now, as promised, let's answer some of those viewer questions on the Captain Marvel update. You think we should answer those questions now?
The viewer questions,
So why don't we get to it? Now, Bradley asks, what
Bradley.
character did you like playing more, Captain Marvel or Nick Fury? Now, do you have
Bradley.
an opinion on that?
Milton Bradley.
I actually haven't played Nick Fury, so maybe you could
Okay.
speak better to this. But I mean, Captain Marvel feels pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
It feels
I'm
like
really,
a power boost.
yeah, I'm curious to see like what game mode she's going to be good in, right?
Mhm.
Because I mean, we've just seen the previews.
Right.
So
Right.
how
How much
she's
did you
gonna be
smoke
in
before
that
this?
is a different
Right.
question.
Right.
Now, I'm personally liking the
How
new
many
Captain Marvel
edibles
uniform right now.
did you take?
But
Did you
I
consume
feel that Nick Fury's not
before
willing to
this?
discount because of the new passives and leadership bonuses that he's getting. So be sure to try them both out and see which ones you prefer when the update comes out.
Nice.
Now, Durgesh wants to know if there will be an update in 2 parts, like we did for the Sharon Rogers and Luna Snow update, or going further back, the last Infinity War update. Well, no, this is all of the content coming out at once. We're not breaking up this movie content in 2 parts. What comes out is what comes out, and you're going to get it all at once.
One and done.
One and
What comes out is what comes out, and you're gonna get it all. I've definitely said that before, but I wasn't looking into a camera when I said it.
done. There we go. Now, Himata is asking what.
I think that's Hamtada. He's on Reddit, and I think he used to be at least on YouTube and stuff. Hamtata, but this guy says Hamada, which is fine. I'm just saying. I'm not 100% sure it's Hamtada, but if it is you, comment down below in the video.
Good is bleed damage if bosses are immune.
That's a really good question, by the way.
That's just the thing. Not every single character is good for all situations. You see, when we have almost 200 characters in a game, you have characters that are good for certain situations, and you don't have those I am good for everything characters.
So, okay, yeah. So, it's true that you don't want every character to be good for every game mode. He's right. Alfonso's right. But then he says you don't have those characters that are good at everything. No, we do have those characters that are good at every single game mode, like Deadpool, like Scarlet Witch, like there's quite a few. Jean Grey was the number one for literally every single game mode for like almost a year. So Quicksilver, we definitely have a ton of those characters, but he's kind of avoiding the question, which the real question is what is the point of bleed if it doesn't work on bosses? So he kind of avoids the answer to the question, which is bleed sucks. We need to work on it more. We need to test it more, and we need to improve the actual ability, because we introduced Fracture, and Fracture is not affected by debuff, so you can't avoid Fracture by using Wasp or whatever. And Fracture lowers your recovery rate, which is perfect because it counters characters like Wolverine and Deadpool who have too much healing. Bleed also lowers your recovery rate, but it sucks compared to Fracture, and you can just use debuff to avoid the bleed. And the damage from bleed is a fucking joke. So what is the point of bleed then? They should have just given the Fracture effects to bleed and just called it a day. So that's what he should have said. I'm just saying.
Otherwise, half the characters, wouldn't get played with.
Otherwise, half the characters wouldn't get played with. My dude. Let me tell you something about Marvel Future Fight. 60% of the characters don't get played with. Okay? In my case, like 70% of the characters don't get played with. I don't even play with Winter Soldier anymore. That uniform is less than a year old, and I already moved on. Quicksilver's uniform, Luna Snow Tier 3. I don't need Winter Soldier for anything anymore. I got Deadpool. I got way more power creep on that dude. So we're looking at like 60 to 70% of the characters are just never touched. Just saying.
So that is why you build your teams to match the situations that you want to use them in.
So building your teams to match the situations would be amazing if there were more game modes where we could use different characters. So if you guys would actually take the time to create more Shadowland stages. I know, crazy idea, right? 30 Shadowland stages, way too many. 200 characters, definitely not enough. We need more characters. Anyways, moving on. If you created, let's say, specific Shadowland stages where the enemies could only be hurt by bleed effects, and they wouldn't take regular damage, but they would take, let's say, 10 times more damage from bleed. Oh, shit. That would actually make you want to build up bleed-specific characters and bleed-specific teams. Well, I guess that'll just never happen, right? It's just too difficult, what I'm suggesting. But, making a character like Captain Marvel, who literally changes her skill effects when she presses her 5th skill, that's totally fine, right? Making Nick Fury look like Tracy Morgan, your team can do that. The mocap team can put Tracy Morgan in Marvel Future Fight, but we can't have more Shadowland stages with specific restrictions on specific effects and skills and types of damage. I see. That makes sense. All right.
So, for example, that bleed damage would be really good for the single-player levels.
I don't know what those single-player levels are.
Is,
Story mode?
Will we ever get a Captain Marvel Secret Wars uniform? Well, I mean, it's not in this update, but we are always open to community feedback and figuring out if maybe a future update we might have something like that. You never know. We might get one, we might not. But we love to hear from the fans about what they want and eventually trickle that into our upcoming updates.
More Shadowland?
When possible.
More shadowing.
Now, I think we're good right there for questions. You think that was a good 3-4 minutes right there?
There's one more. Hold on. Neko Flores.
Okay.
Are we ever getting Jan Coulson? Well, we saw Jan Coulson. He's with Fury, right?
Right. So
Strong maybe.
We might get an update to Coulson. We might not. All the characters they're open to getting updates and new costumes. You know, it's just you never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So moving forward, as far as new events are concerned, we have a lot of stuff coming up. But for now, I'd just like to leave you with one highlight. That, you know, that pre-update event that you've all been working through to earn tokens?
Right.
Well, I'm not going to play coy. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to come right out and say it. You will be able to use those tokens in exchange for Korath biometrics. Now,
no offense. Okay, I don't want to be too much of a dick. I'm kind of an asshole. But why did they decide that that was the big reveal? Korath bios? Really? Like, I don't care that I don't care that we're getting Korath bios. I'm not complaining about free Korath bios. That's great. But like, why is that what they chose to say in the live stream? That's what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, they could literally say, I mean, they can't say anything. Obviously, they have to like say something that's appropriate and that's like hype. But that's not hype. Revealing who's behind the token is not hype. It's anti-hype. I just think they could have come up with something better. Like, if they had mentioned the items that you can get with the tokens, like, I don't know, tier 3 material. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyways, just a small thing.
I'd say that's a great way to kick off the update.
Is it?
Stay tuned for more details on upcoming events. Now, thank you to everyone for joining us for our live stream and for your continued support of Marvel Future Fight. Michael, you survived your first live stream as co-host. Congratulations. I'd like to cheers to that.
This is cute. They
There
got
we go.
mugs.
Cheers.
But he didn't eat anything. I'm so disappointed.
Captain Marvel. There we go. And we can all enjoy the Captain Marvel update at 8:30 p.m. PST tonight. A little earlier than usual.
You guys have to do me a favor,
And
okay?
Then we can all enjoy the Captain Marvel movie in theaters starting March 8th. And you know what, Michael? I know it's a little bit late because it was last week, but I'd just like to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks, Alfonso.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mike.
That's pretty
Okay.
funny.
Can I have one?
No.
Can't blame a guy for trying. But you know what?
That's
Thank
pretty
you
funny.
for joining us again, and good night. Enjoy the update at 8:30 p.m.
I really wish Alfonso had eaten a chocolate. So what you guys have to do is you have to like spam Facebook and Reddit, and you know you gotta say like, why didn't Alfonso eat anything? Why didn't Alfonso eat anything? We have to get to the bottom of this. It's really important, okay? This is really important to me. We have to get to the bottom of why didn't he have anything to eat? Why is he on a diet now? Is he sick? There's got to be an answer. There's got to be some sort of like, you know, reason. We got to find out, guys. It's extremely important.